What's up? Today we are discussing the best practice routine that you can do for Periphery. Now, whenever you're choosing a practice routine, especially if you're doing artist-specific stuff, you need to look for techniques that they commonly use. So today I found some techniques that Periphery use on a regular basis that will help you get much better at playing Periphery as well as every other artist that you play. Now, to make this routine actually effective, what you really want to do is have a goal in mind. So have a song that you're learning, that you're working towards, that you're making sure that you're ticking off some of these techniques and then working on the song. So you're immediately taking the techniques and applying it to the music that you're learning. Without that, it's still going to be very beneficial for you to just follow this routine. But when you've got a specific goal in mind that is any Periphery song that you want, practicing these techniques and tweaking these techniques to more be in line with that song, whichever song you're learning is going to come out sounding better at the end of the day, and you're going to be able to get better sooner. And so in that same way, it's very important that you tailor your practice to whatever the song is. So let's say that you've got 4 straight minutes of hybrid picking. In your practice, you're going to want to put yourself in many different hybrid picking scenarios so that you can take advantage of that when you're actually learning the song. This guitar is in drop C, which means C, G, C, F, A, D. Now I will be taking up to just D standard for every other exercise other than this first one, but it's important that we get this to sound right. So the first exercise is Marigold. This one is really important that you make sure you're doing consistent alternate picking. It is in a phrase of 7. So if you can count along to it, that's going to help as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And keep repeating. Once again, make sure that you're getting the up, down, up, down, up, down with the alternate picking. Do not do anything other than just straight alternate picking. And what this exercise does is we've got stretches, we've got to be precise with our pick, and we've got to be specific with our fingers. So it's just a really good warm-up exercise for any area of your playing, actually. So now I'm going to take my guitar back to D standard, which is just bringing up this lowest string by 2 notes. So the note that we're now tuned to, the lowest string is. Next exercise we're going to do is a variation on a John Petrucci one, and it's just basically a string skipping exercise. So all we'll do is you take the E major shape, and you'll see the tab below, and then we take it down a semitone, okay, so that's pretty much the whole exercise, but the most important thing and the only thing to really consider about that is as you're going through that exercise, it's down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, the whole way. Then we do it again, except we do up, down, 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 up, down. Okay, and repeat it, so. Right, so we're doing exactly the same thing. It's just one we're starting on the downstroke and everything else follows that downstroke. The next one we're starting on the upstroke. Then we repeat the exercise again, except we're doing 2 plucks on every single note. So it's down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Once you've done that, we do it another time, up, down, up, down, up, down. And do repeat these down 4 chords. So make sure that you're getting it consistently in each position before you move on to the next one. Next, we're moving on to triplets, and we're doing exactly the same thing. Just make sure that you keep it consistently alternate picked. Down, up, down, up, down, up. Then, once again, we repeat, but it's up, down, up, down, up, down. Next one we do is 4s, starting from the down. Then we do same thing, starting from the up. Now, these can be taken at any speed. Just make sure to jot down your speed so each day you're trying to meet it or exceed it, right? Make sure that it's smooth though. It doesn't matter if you're playing at 10 beats a minute, so long as you do it consistently and smoothly. So the next one is just a pretty simple string skipping idea, right? But we're actually going to start getting into hybrid picking here. So all we do is same alternate picking. It's just on the G string, 7th to the 9th fret, and then 7th to the 10th fret on the high E string. So we play that twice from the 7th to the 10th, and then we play it twice from the 7th to the 12th. When we want to bring some hybrid picking into this, we start doing everything legato. So from the 7th to the 9th on the G string, we just hammer on. And then we hybrid pick on the 7th fret on the high E. Hammer on, pull off from the 10th back to the 7th. So. Right, now notice the only times I'm picking is the hybrid pick on the 7th fret on the high E. And then I'm down picking on the 9th fret on the G. So. And then of course we repeat up at the 12th fret. Now let's get into hybrid picking. So this first one is a Jason Becker exercise from something that he did years ago, but effectively what we're doing is we're bouncing between the 10th, 12th and 14th fret. Just follow along with the tab, because once you get the pattern, it's very simple, and then it's just about changing the strings to increase difficulty. So. Right, and that's just between the two strings. Every higher note, I am using the hybrid pick. When that gets comfortable, go on to the next string. And this is gonna start sounding really bad. When that gets comfortable, bring the lower notes to the next string. When that gets comfortable, bring the higher notes to the highest string. When that gets comfortable, if that ever gets comfortable, I'm really having trouble standing up and playing that, but when that gets comfortable, move to the outer two strings. Well, once again, sounds terrible. That sounded terrible, but you get the idea. Just play to the difficulty that you need to, play at the speed you need to do it cleanly. Okay, and then we've got another pentatonic idea that I've got. This is just running up the minor pentatonic from the 12th fret. And we're doing the hybrid picking. So we're doing down, up, hybrid pick. So that's the pattern, it's just triplets. 1, 2, 3. Down, up, hybrid pick. And then the same thing back, up, hybrid pick, down, up. Right, now the awkward thing is you are hybrid picking on one string and then immediately hitting that string with a down pick again. Just make sure to do it cleanly and smoothly. So now we're going to look at subdivisions. Subdivisions are just taking every single possible permutation of rhythms within a bar of 4 notes. If you don't understand that, you'll understand the exercise when you see me playing along with the tab. This is really, really, really effective for rhythm practice. And I do recommend doing this with 3s, 4s, 5s, 6s, 7s, and 8s, and whatever you want to do with that. This one exercise will help all areas of your performance and creativity. So I'm breaking it up into 4 different chunks. 1 for single notes, 2 for 2 notes, because one version of the 2 notes is pretty simple and one version of the 2 notes is quite difficult. And then 3 and 4 notes I am grouping together. Once again, just watch this next part and you will understand what I'm talking about. But feel free to break it up into those different areas until you've got a handle on everything. And then once you feel comfortable with this exercise, start chopping and changing it. You know, create a 4-bar rhythm that you learn every single day. So maybe you take, you know, 1 of the early ones, 2 of the middle ones, and then 1 of the end ones, and you put it together to create, you know, a bar of 1 beat 2 bars of 2 beats and then 1 bar of 3 beats. And just each time make sure that the rhythms are really challenging you so that you get used to being able to switch between different rhythms and different accents on your performance, because that's what Periphery do. All the djenty riffs, that's all just different subdivisions of rhythms played quickly. And then if you wanted anything more, I would suggest getting your metronome and setting it to 5/4 or 7/4 or some odd time signature and just writing riffs in that, where you're having to use your brain to really think about what the phrase is. Equally, if you wanted to do scale sequencing, so let's say instead of just running up a scale, so you do maybe like groupings of 5, right? And just doing those types of things, but making sure that they're hitting on the metronome at that consistent beat that you want them to. All of these exercises are really going to help you get Periphery under your fingers. And it's going to help all areas you're playing, so long as you narrow it down what the focus is and make sure that you're getting it clean and specific. But with that in mind, are there any artists that you'd like me to create a practice routine for? I'm happy to do it. I found this one quite interesting, quite fun. And the more of these types of techniques that I can give to you, the faster you're going to improve at guitar. I do have all these transcriptions in a link below, so just click that and you'll be able to get all the PDFs. But other than that, please give me a subscribe if you haven't already, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Any questions you got, leave them in the comments. If you have anything that is not being answered or your voice isn't being heard, send me an email. I am giving lessons, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye.